everybody.
Oh, right. Welcome back, guys. This is officially season 2 of the Chill Prism podcast. We did it.
You are in.
I'm proud of you.
Are you in?
I'm talking to myself. I'm proud of me.
I'm proud of.
No homicides have taken place.
Yet. I'll get there. Trust me. I got a story for you about this week.
Good deal. So let's start things off, as always, this episode 17 with the Cool Brew review. All right, so 1 or 2?
1 or 2. I'll go with 1.5.
2 it is. We round up in this dojo. Okay. Go ahead and describe this one to the ladies and gentlemen.
This is called Sierra Nevada Wild Little Thing.
I cannot hear you. You're going to have to eat that mic.
Sierra Nevada Wild Little Thing Slightly Sour Ale. Guava, hibiscus, and strawberry. Sierra Nevada Brewing Co. Chico, California. Mills River, North Carolina. 5.5 above.
This looks too pretty to actually taste good.
I think I know exactly what this is going to taste like.
Should be like a sour. That smells aggressive. In a word, aggressive. You know, we've never given any of these actual ratings.
That's the whole point.
Like, we never gave them an arbitrary number.
We are now on episode 17. You think we're going to start now?
Maybe.
Go. We're going to go. Here, I'm going to take this from the Weekly Planet podcast where they rate movies. They rate their movies after reviewing them, best movie ever or worst movie ever.
That's it.
There's
It's
no
all
in
or
between.
nothing.
Yeah. And so, I mean, everything can be, I mean, if they like the movie and there's enough, or they hate the movie, but there's enough redeeming qualities. If it's like a middling movie, a lot of times they'll say best movie ever. We're going to do that with our beers. Best beer, worst, best brew ever. BBE or WBE.
All right. Smells like a old fruit juice. Getting a lot of foam on that suck. I don't think we're trying these right.
I don't hate it. It tastes pretty good.
All right.
What do you mean we're not trying these right? We never claim to know anything about brews. We're just mild enthusiasts.
That was easy. That was super easy.
Yeah. Tastes like a beer.
Yeah.
With
It
a
tastes
hint
like
of
a
strawberry.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But not in a gross way either.
No.
That was nice. It's like you actually bit a strawberry. It tastes like the fruit of the strawberry, not like an artificial strawberry flavor as much. It looks like artificial strawberry.
Look.
But I'm not getting that.
Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna go best brew ever.
I missed that shot from Mike.
You're not used to that trash can even being in here. That's a new addition.
How did this happen? Why is our studio clean? What happened?
First, well, my my wife left her her flash drive that she needed for school. Well, from school, she had brought it into the studio and she couldn't find it because the mess that I made in here. So she asked me to clean it up so that she could look for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she spent all day today looking for it. And you see that bookshelf?
I do.
There's like a tray on just the second shelf.
Mm-hmm.
I could pull. There's a mirror covering it up right now, but it's got nothing in it except for a binder that's sitting on top of it and 2 green flash drives that have our wedding pictures on it. And it had 1 flash drive in it. She spent all day looking for it. She called me when I got off work, could not find this thing. So I didn't start there. When I got home, I was like, okay, I'll find your old backpack. I'll pull that out of the closet. Check that. Got everything out of there. It wasn't in there. Looked underneath the beds, underneath the dressers, all this stuff. I'm like, and she specifically told me, like, she's just like, don't even bother looking on there. I already cleaned that shelf and made it look really nice. Don't trash it. I'm like, okay. So I'm checking behind stuff everywhere. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to check the shelf. She told me not to. I'm going to. It's sitting in that tray.
Love that.
The reason she couldn't find it is because she forgot what it looked like. She was looking for a completely different thing. So when she saw it, it blended in just enough for her to go, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it just didn't even register.
Because all it is literally like, it's a keychain. So it's mostly silver.
Yeah.
And then it's got a black loop.
Nice.
And she just like, it just did not register that was the one she was looking for. It was so fun. Like, she was so ticked off. She wasted her whole day today being off work. She wasted her whole day. She's going to go out to her parents' house and do laundry because we can't get into our laundry room right now, which is a story that we will definitely get to. I mean, whatever.
Well, it looks good. Feels good in here.
It's kind of cold in here for me, but I'm wearing shorts.
Dude, I'm still cooling down. I'm not built for speed or running or any form of cardio.
That's right. So you went to the gym after work?
No.
You just went for
I ran on the street like a fucking buffoon.
Oh, man.
I hate it. I hate it so much, but I've literally done this to myself. So I can't be mad at anyone but myself. You know,
I get that.
Running through there, I had an issue. It wasn't this recent fitness bout, but it was the previous one. So I'm like on edge at all times when I'm running through the street. One, stray dogs everywhere.
So
and
you
if
don't
you're
have a
running,
sidewalk?
No, there's no sidewalk. This is
by your house, though.
Yes.
You live in the village with uppity people.
I live in the sketch village.
Okay, so in Oklahoma City, there's a place called the Village.
Yeah.
It's the one place in Oklahoma you can find a Trader Joe's.
Yeah. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Like, they keep it up. Like, they take care of their shit.
It's full of mansions.
Yeah.
And you
just
live
south of me. I live just north.
And so you don't live in the village. You live the village
zone.
adjacent. Is that what you're saying? But you tell people you live in the village because it makes you sound like you live better off than you actually do.
I didn't realize that I thought it was Nichols Hills. I thought Nichols Hills was the place that people were talking about because it's also in that area.
The village is located. I mean, that Trader Joe's is technically in Nichols Hills.
Yeah. And so, like, when I hear somebody say they live in Nichols Hills, that's what I assume that everybody else is thinking I'm saying when I say the village, because I'm not saying that. And I never said it with any, like, intent to deceive. But I realized
You live just north of the mall that always has robberies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly that.
Gotcha.
So Sketch Zone. I'm on edge now every single time I go through there, and always expecting the worst. Today I had dogs chasing me.
You referred to?
Well, on top of the dogs, whose predatory instinct kicks in when they see any creature running away from them. You all right?
Yeah, my sock got wet, and I was like, "Fuck, the dog peed." It's from your little lunchbox thing.
Yeah,
it's just the condensation.
Yeah, it is.
I was like,
That's
that power supply's been sitting there on that puddle of piss. We're good. Never mind. It's your fault, not mine. So we're good.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. So, anyhow, I'm on edge. Dogs were chasing me today. Like, I was running.
Mm-hmm.
My version of running, because I don't run.
Right.
And a dog was getting scared because I was approaching it, and it just happened to be in the path that I set in my mind that I'm running that day. And so the dog, it was like kind of backing off, keeping its distance from me, and it was one of a larger dog, which would have been fine, but there was a smaller dog that I didn't realize was with it, and smaller dogs are aggressors. And then that coupled with the pack mentality, like they have strength in numbers, and that's why wolves are badass. One of the many reasons. So that small dog started to pursue me, and it gave the bigger dog the sack it needed to also pursue me.
So you're just fucking running
from dogs now.
So you're just a black guy running from a pack of dogs in the middle of Oklahoma City.
Yeah. No cell phone in my pocket, so in the event that shit goes down, like, I have to kill the dogs. Because
Well, no, okay. Okay, let me give you some advice. Do you know what to do when a dog bites you? Not when you're in a group of dogs, because if you're at a dog park and a dog attacks another dog or whatever, you grab the aggressor by the hind legs and you pull, right? But if you're alone and a dog is biting you, do you know what you do?
Oh, I'll Vader choke it.
No, you put your finger in its butthole.
I pray that this is a joke.
It may be. However, I am not allowed within 300 yards of a dog park.
Is there an online registry for this offense?
Dog sexual offender. No, okay, that is technically a joke, but I have heard that, and
it stopped me in my tracks.
I'm not against trying it, because you know what? That dog, it's either gonna hurt the small dog, or if it's the big dog, it's gonna go, what the fuck? This guy's a fucking weirdo, and he's just gonna take off because he's like, this guy's gonna fuck me. Like no thanks, and he's gonna go. He's not gonna try and eat some creep. Your meat's tainted.
His meat's tainted
you just
after
fingered
that.
a dog's asshole. So either way, no matter how they take
you
it,
escape alive.
They're gonna leave. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I pray I pray I'm never that desperate that that's my only way out.
Finger a dog's butthole.
Yeah.
I think everybody prays that.
If I can make it out of the mortal realm without ever having to do that, I'll call it a win.
But once you get to heaven, that's what you want to do? When you hit the immortal realm?
Sure, yeah.
That's my personal heaven.
There's no poop in heaven. That's the law.
The poop is what you're worried about, not the fact that you're violating a dog with your finger in its rectum.
I mean, it was naked. It ran at me. It wanted me in its mouth.
Yeah, all animals are fucking sexual offenders. They just run around, no clothes on, just
tried to sexually assault.
Yeah, trying to bite you like a fucking pet predator.
I mean, cats.
We need to get up on these dogs.
So nasty. So anyway,
we need to start. We need to start a registry. Fucking this dog, was streaking. Start ticketing dogs for public indecency.
Program it on their chip.
This dog's a fucking perv.
Chip them.
Dude, my dog's a perv. I was staking out my laundry room. Again, we'll get to this story, but I'm going to keep alluding to the story. Right. I'm sitting in that big window in my apartment that you can see like the walkway to come up to the stairs and stuff. And I'm staking out my laundry room. Lights off, kind of just peeking through the shades for a certain specific reason. And my dogs are out walking around the living room and stuff. And it's the middle of the night. It's like 12:30, something like this. This is a few days ago.
So it's late o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
So by the time we go to work, like with that time, we should already be like super asleep.
Oh, yeah. But I'm staking this out. This is to just clarify. My dog's a perv. The little Chihuahua thing. It's trying to run up on me and play and shit because it's out and it's trying to have fun.
Yeah.
But I'm busy. I'm trying to, catch somebody doing something they're not supposed to. So, and so I kind of have my hand out for it to just play with because it's just trying to, wrestle with me and stuff. So I have my hand out, and literally its only goal is to just hump my arm. It's a female. It's been fixed, and all she wants to do is just fuck my arm raw.
Got a good looking hand, dude.
I guess. Do you want to hear my story?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm going to finish that was one reason
yeah, your
I shouldn't run.
workout shit. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I hate it. And there's so many reasons to hate it. So yeah, I was being pursued by dogs. I'm very comfortable around animals, so like I knew how to address it, and I addressed it, but I was timing my run on my fitness tracking watch, and that added like a minute and a half to my run, and I was really upset about that.
Because you're running late. That wasn't a race joke, but I could make a...
Jake, can you put like the sad horn sound after that joke? This is really bad. Like what? Like the Price is Right horn?
I wasn't even trying to make a joke. I wasn't even making a pun. I was just saying, you're on the clock. You're trying to get somewhere after you're done.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, this was before
Fuck
we had
you.
our...
I wasn't making puns. I hate puns.
He's bad at jokes. So, anyhow, I was upset about that. But previously, I'm already weary of running because the first, I want to say the fourth time I've ever run that track, that specific route that I run, the unthinkable happened.
You shit your pants?
No, that's almost expected.
You found a unicorn. I'm going to keep guessing, so don't say. The unthinkable. So something I can't think of happened.
Yeah, and you can think of a lot.
A pride parade.
Yeah.
All men, bare ass naked, doing their thing, but for some reason in the ghetto that you live in, not in like, town square, having a pride parade. Totally fine.
Yeah.
But then fucking North Korea starts parachuting down. And they're just mowing down this pride parade because you know what they feel like over there. And so then they declare war.
They're like 40 years behind. So what you have
to do is you got to start up them Wolverines from the fucking Red Dawn. Right? And so you fucking... The unthinkable happened.
The unthinkable.
It's got to be really good because you're fucking setting me up. The unthinkable happened. What'd you do? Turn into a fucking donkey?
I was planning on doing 4 laps.
Uh-huh. You ran 5. Is that the unthinkable?
I mean, that's also unthinkable. That's also unthinkable, knowing me. No. 2, I just completed my 2nd lap. I was on my 3rd, and a quarter of the way through my 3rd lap. Okay. I don't know how. I don't know why. I just happened to run and then kick up a sewing needle. And then it went vertically into my fucking foot.
No! God!
Through my shoe, into my foot, and I stopped everything I was doing. Thank God I'm not fast, because that would have required like a couple more steps to slow down.
Oh, man.
Only one more step. And
You're
it
sure
drove
it was
it home.
A sewing needle and not like the
I got to look at it.
Needle.
I got to
so
fucking look at it.
Eyelet and everything.
Yep.
Okay. I was gonna say you may get fucking tested for hepatitis, motherfucker. That hepatitis belly is what you're seeing, not the fucking. It's not you getting fat. You're just diseased.
That's so reassuring. I thought it was my lazy lifestyle.
You know what that needle was from? It was from some dumbass that didn't realize you needed a different type of needle to shoot heroin.
I hope it took him a while to learn. I hope he had to try out like all the shittiest needles.
No, he just kept fucking stabbing himself in the arm when he bled out.
But that was such a huge shock. And I was like, I thought like it was like nerve pain or something. Is like for a split second, I was like, dude, just power through. Don't be a bitch. You're already over halfway through. Just that mentality, just keep getting through it. And then that second step was like, nope.
Yeah.
And I kind of like hopped up on a leg the second after the second step. And it was like a problem. I like looked at it, and then I had that moment. Everything just stopped. Time stood still. I'm like, I don't know how to do this, because it locked my foot inside the shoe, and I didn't have the sack to just grab the needle and pull it straight out.
Fuck. No, yeah.
So I was like, what do I do?
I feel like it would have been easier to do it through your shoe than it like pull it out from that position than to if it were you were barefoot to pull it out. It probably would have been easier.
If I were barefoot, it would be easier to remove it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it would have been not necessarily level of difficulty. It probably would be difficult to remove it from your shoe. But I'm saying as far as like on a wince level scale or whatever, it probably would have been easier to pull it from your shoe than
have to visualize it inside my flesh.
Then if you had been doing it barefoot, it would have taken more guts to pull it from your barefoot than it would have from your shoe, because less needle makes it into your foot if it's already having to go through your shoe.
Yeah. That would have been. That definitely would have been the case had I not taken the second step.
Because you didn't even do the easy one.
No, I definitely did it. I fucking handled it. Obviously, I don't have a needle in my foot to this day.
I don't fucking believe you. Fucking needle.
You'll never know.
You'll
never find out.
Who you calling needle foot?
So, I see. I don't know how long the needle is. It feels like it's a mile long, but I don't know how much. You know what
a mile long feels like, because you've been running, and I've been running a train on your ass.
Go ahead and play that sad horn again, Jake. So I'm guessing that this needle is only like a fourth away in my foot because of how much is sticking out the other side. Is like, I don't think I've seen sewing needles that long, and I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. So instead of pulling the needle out of the shoe, I just pull my foot out of the shoe.
Oh God! See, that's what I'm saying. You didn't do the easy thing. Because you're a bitch.
I felt like I made a calculated decision.
Yeah. See, it wasn't calculated.
That was a calculated decision.
It was I'm a scared boy, but then you made it harder on yourself. That's the consequences of being a little bitch. Because what's gonna happen is when you chicken out at this shit, you're gonna fall into something a lot scarier.
I don't know what's happening. It's like Jessie Ventura is on the other side of the table right now.
Look, I'm just asking questions. I've never seen jet fuel melt steel beams, okay?
Who's seen that? Who's observed this?
If I haven't seen it with my own eyes, I'm just asking questions. I was the governor of Minnesota or some shit.
I thought it was California for some reason.
No,
I feel like the
fucking
bar of entry may be pretty low for California.
I mean, look at their governor right now.
You know, McConaughey's talking about running for Texas.
Fuck yeah, dude. Right now, their governor right now is fucking paralyzed from the waist down. Anybody can be governor in Texas.
Is it like fucking Highlander rules? You kill him and then you get this power?
There can only be one. Well, I mean, technically there only can be one per state.
It's true. I mean, we have to look at the laws because now you can open carry a fucking claymore in Texas, which is badass.
Fuck yeah, dude. I want to
badass.
Like, I really want to move to Texas and weeb the shit out of myself. And yeah, I can do it in Austin because Austin's weird as fuck. So like, I'm just gonna fucking walk around with a katana on my back like a moron.
Dude, no joke. I want to move to Austin. Austin's freaking dope when it comes to live music.
Well, my wife is getting closer and closer to accepting it. So like, I like the only thing holding us back right now is money and this podcast because you're not there as well. You know what I'm saying? But like, Austin is the opportunity. We need to get this shit going. Austin or fucking Miami. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I think Florida would be interesting because I think it's country enough for me to still feel at home.
Yeah. Well, that's what Austin. I mean, Austin's like fucking.
It's like New York of Texas.
Yeah, it's the fucking. Well, it's like Tulsa.
Cali. It's like California.
Well, have you ever been to Tulsa? Tulsa just is trying to be Austin. That's all it is.
I think that's one of the most accurate statements you've said in this entire podcast.
Well, the most accurate one is that you're a little bitch, but like. That is the second.
You want an Indian leg wrestle? Oh, Indian leg wrestle you right now.
So you get a needle up your foot.
Up my foot, and I just rip my foot out of the shoe.
And the needle stays in your foot or stays in the shoe?
Stays in the shoe. Okay. Thank goodness.
Did it gash your shoe? Or did it gash your foot open when you pulled it?
Gash makes me think in excess of 1 inch, and that's not the case.
Okay,
I would say a quarter
think like
inch.
a fucking autist over here. Did it open up your foot any more than it should have? Was it at an angle where you could just pull your foot out and it would come out, or was it at the opposite angle where it kind of dug in when you pulled it out? I want to make this visceral.
Everything lined up to where that was the perfect plan of attack.
Okay, sometimes bitches get lucky.
Rusty, I'll fight you.
This guy's a black belt in fucking Taekwondo.
No,
and I'm over here fucking not Taekwondo. What is it? Fucking cooking salads.
Look at me. If I was a black belt at that,
right,
I wouldn't be
cooking lard cakes.
Now you're getting more in line with it.
Oh man.
So yeah, it ended up leaving about an 1/8 of an inch hole in my foot. I promptly turned back around because my fat ass was not running another.
Wow.
I wasn't even walking.
You're fucking
another
bleeding out
7/8
from that little baby.
for that baby scritch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just turned back around. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. If this is the sign that God's given me, is like, you've done enough cardio for.
God had nothing to do with that shit. You were just being dumb.
How am I being dumb?
You're the one. You did that to yourself. You stepped on that needle. God didn't go, hey, this needle's going on your foot. You stepped on that needle. You made a mistake by being alive.
That felt like a mistake up until that point. If my life led to that, it's like I've misstepped in several ways.
Literally.
Yeah.
Hey, Jake, go ahead and put a...
Yeah, a swag horn. Go ahead and throw in a swag horn. But only for my stuff. So
I'm fucking 2 and 1, or however those stats go.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
So that happened, and I, as a brave boy of a person as I am, I went back out and I ran. All right. So that didn't keep me from running. The dogs didn't keep me from running.
Picture, I don't ever want to see you run because the picture in my head makes me so happy of you running.
Think about.
I'm thinking about
jugs, like granny jugs, swinging opposite ways.
Have you ever seen Governor Andrew Cuomo's nipples?
No. I pray I never have to.
Do you know who Andrew Cuomo is?
Isn't he the
Governor of New York?
Yeah.
That motherfucker's got nipple piercings.
He's a deviant. It's so gross. All right. Did you drink your beer?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we'll go to our next brew review. This one's a Okie Local. I don't know if the other one was local or not.
All right, we got... Oh, my God, that's fucking cringe.
What is it?
All right, so we got Stone Cloud Brewing Company. The beer is called Danny Boy, B-O-I. You know, the dumb way to say boy when you're trying to pretend to be cool. Irish Red Ale. Even though I refer to myself as Rusty Boy.
Yeah. You know, speaking of trying to be cool, the whole millennial versus Zoomers war that's going on that doesn't really fucking matter, but is happening.
What year were you born?
93. I'm
Fuck
a full fucking fledged millennial.
Yeah.
And you know what the appropriate response to your fuck you being a Zoomer is nothing.
Yeah.
Because I'm a fucking adult. You just ignore that.
Zoomers are fucking just children, and they will forever be children.
And if you pick a fight with a child, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Yeah. Fuck you.
That's just a point against
goddamn millennials.
Yeah, so, yeah,
I'll
just
literally the fucking, I'm 97, and the last thing I read, it changes like every fucking time you look it up. Last thing I read is it ends at 96, millennials.
Yes,
do.
that's what I'd seen as well. So, my
Which is
girlfriend...
weird, because I had kids in my fucking class that were born in 96. Like, half of them. It was like 50-50. Half were 96, 97. So it was like, I'm a millennial zennial.
Yeah, there's no tidy way of doing it. But my girlfriend's birthday...
The fucking tidy way of doing it is stop talking about this shit. We group people together and make them feel like
and
fucking
make generalizations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the equivalent of being a racist, but it's like that's how you get shit like that. You just group people together and call them fucking names for being that group. It's like, yeah, we learned the same things at the same time. We're going to feel that certain way because that's what we heard, and you heard a different thing because you were born at a different time.
My girlfriend was literally one day away from being a Gen Z.
Fuck.
She was born on the 31st of December, 1996.
Almost a New Year's, babe.
Yep. Damn close. So, I guess I don't have to feel like an almost pedophile. Is that a thing?
You said 93 is when you were born?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my older brother. Fuck, you're old, man.
I am.
But you're not. Like, my older brother... Here, I'm going to make you feel bad. My older brother's got
He's got his shit together.
He's got a wife, a kid, and a fucking career. And he makes fucking more money than my dad does.
Jesus.
Doing something that he didn't even get a degree in.
Yeah, I almost got a job at that place that he works at.
Yeah,
that was almost where I went to work instead of where I'm working now.
He's got his fucking degree in psychology. He's one fucking... He's got his master's. He doesn't have his certification to practice. But he's got his master's degree in psychology, family psych, and he fucking works numbers at a firm
Yeah.
because it pays more than entry-level psych majors.
Yeah, and I applaud that.
And he's
the only reason why I don't have like slit wrists is because I don't compare my life to others as much as I can.
Is that what I should stop
take
doing?
an active. No, that doesn't sound right. I actively avoid comparing my life to others.
Yeah, right, dude. Like, because that's being a middle child. I get
Compared.
I got middle child syndrome hardcore, and I did it to my fucking self because I was a little bitch in high school. Like I did some shit, man. When I did that shit to myself and made myself feel the way I am. I mean, I wouldn't change it for a fucking thing. I mean,
right. It made you who you are.
Yeah, and I hate myself, but I'm like happy about that. I'm fine with it, you know.
Yeah, the people
but
that
like,
are in your life are probably in your life because of those poor choices.
Yeah,
you
so
made.
like I met you because I'm a bad person. So what does that say about you? No. Like, so yeah, that middle child syndrome, man, I'm constantly comparing myself to my older brother who's like, actually, I'm not actively comparing myself to my older brother. Like, since fucking day one, I was like, I'll never be like him. Like, that's just, you know. But then the fact my little brother graduates high school, goes straight to a 2-year program, gets his, and he'll be done at the end of this fucking school year.
Yeah.
With his fucking major in, Bible or something like that. And he's already got a job. He's already fucking married. Well, he will be on the 13th.
Yeah. But he'll be set up.
You didn't react to that. You know when the wedding's supposed to be. The wedding is in June, or in July. July 10th, he's getting married.
You already told me the story outside of that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot I told you about this shit.
Yeah, you can tell the audience if you want to.
Audience, my brother is eloping, but he told everybody about it. But we're still having the fucking wedding.
Well, the
everybody's
for
taking a
else.
vacation.
Yeah, and that would be really shitty to cancel the ceremony.
Sure. I mean, he's doing it for the right. I mean, he's doing it for the right reasons. I mean, he's doing it so that because the job that he was offered also supplies a house, a place for him to live, and he doesn't want to just live with his wife
without being
or live with his fiance without being married because that's his whole belief system. And
that's one of his boundaries. And I respect him for standing up for his boundaries.
Yeah, it was so funny. It's just so fucking funny because it's like. I don't know. I just found it so hilarious that he would be the one to do that. Like, if you knew him, you would find it hilarious. I don't know. I find it more hilarious than everybody else in my family, but I'm just super cynical. But yeah, like he's so fucking successful and all this shit, and I'm sitting here doing a fucking podcast about nothing with 33 listens.
Yeah.
In total.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's fine.
I'm sitting here making fucking $18 an hour doing bullshit for a fucking monkey. And that's not racist because he's white. He just looks like fucking Coco the fucking ape. But he's not smart enough to learn sign language.
Classy dude.
So, yeah, I compare myself to my brothers.
What? I mean, you kind of got a promotion recently. It's about to be active.
Yeah, I haven't been told by anybody in superiority that it's actually official. I've been told by somebody who used to be in my superior that it's official as a side thing. Like he has no ability to actually give
He can't tell you that.
Yeah, he can't pull any triggers.
Yeah.
So I, as of right now, on principle, don't know about it.
Right.
Because even the guy who's supposed to be telling me that it may be a thing still hasn't told me that it may be a thing.
Yeah.
He told somebody else who is the same level as me that it may be a thing, and that person told me thinking I would already know because of obvious fucking common sense, and that guy in the fucking boss got mad that he told me because he wasn't ready to tell me. Motherfucker, why are you telling somebody else if you ain't ready to tell the fucking person that it's happening to? God damn, I want to get the fuck out of here.
Coco
Join our Patreon.
Yeah, if we can guilt you into it with our
right.
with our sob stories,
right.
I'll take it.
Dude, fucking I changed 3 fucking items today.
Nice.
I was on the rack.
That was a busy day.
Yeah. 3 fucking items today. I took 1 15-minute break because I got there at 10.
Mm-hmm.
So, according to the new handbook that I acknowledged in writing that I read, I didn't take my lunch break.
Oh, is that a...
Yeah, they gave you... There's a timetable. You didn't read that shit, did you? You got paid to fucking read that. That was some good shit.
Yeah. The reading itself, or
I
just the
didn't
fact
read
that we
it.
got compensated?
The fact that we got compensated.
Yeah,
I didn't
that was
fucking,
a fucking stand-up
Yeah, I didn't
act.
read it. I just I went through and I was like, this one looks like a picture. I'll see what that was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of them. It kind of told you the breakdown of what your breaks are for per hours worked or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I mean, it's whatever. I could have taken a break. Nobody would have said anything. But yeah, like I fucking got there and I took 4 hours personal time, got in late, got there at 10. I did 3 fucking changes. On a normal day, when I'm working 8 hours, at minimum I do 15. At a minimum. Half day today for me,
It just plummeted.
I did 3.
Wow.
That's not half of 15.
That's a fifth.
Fuck your math. That's not half of 15.
My math is just math. What do you mean my math?
No, your math is the fucking. You don't get to claim math.
I heard
You
like
get to claim like hip hop and jazz and shit.
the. Oh,
I'm sorry.
oh,
I get to
you would have
claim.
had me on bass guitar.
Look,
but,
I get to claim racism, and fucking
wear that badge with honor.
yeah, I wear that. I get to I get to claim racism. I get to claim fucking that we did a whole bunch of shit to a whole bunch of people we shouldn't have, and I get to claim fucking Irish beer. And I get
There
to
you go.
I get to claim being real mad at fucking Royals, and that's a segue to a topic I want to talk about.
Yeah, we're not talking about that yet.
God damn it!
We have so many show notes being back for season 2, and we've hit maybe one, maybe.
That's the whole thing, man.
Maybe.
I cross them out, and I never come back to the ones I didn't cross out until I fucking remember that I should talk about this, and it's still timely. Like, there's one on my list that I probably will never get to today, but it'll probably come up later because it's so fucking niche and weird.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear about it. But one of the things that I'd heard on the radio today, like, really was thought-provoking. There's this trend going around for people to say, like, live your truth.
Oh, God.
And that's so upsetting because it dilutes the word truth. Like, live your opinion, live your viewpoint, live your lifestyle you choose to live. But when you say live your truth, that implies that a truth is different than the other truth.
Okay.
There's my story, your story, and the truth.
Can I want
It's
to...
because there's one truth.
I want to get in on this. Listeners, if you have problems dealing with... or if you are in your life having to deal with somebody who's autistic... this isn't a go on you, this is a go on both of us. Because I have this tendency that I'm about to talk about. If you should hear this out so that you understand what their brain is going through when they're talking to you. That live your truth shit is bullshit. And it didn't start with this fucking, it's not a, I mean, you can make it political and, talking about whatever, transgender and all this stuff that's, that can be applied to the whole live your truth thing. But on a basis, that live your truth thing, I deal with that almost every day that I have an argument with my wife. And I'm not the only one. Like, I just here in the last week, I heard somebody on a podcast that I listened to, a very liberal, there's a woman, I should be making, I don't care. A podcast that I listen to that they have the same thing. They're like, I say something and all she wanted me to know is that's not how she heard it. I'm like, well, then why'd you hear it that way? That type of shit. Like, my brain does not get it when that's what you're mad about. After I explain, your
viewpoint and the actual intent of the message.
Yeah. It's like I had a dream that you did this shit, so I'm mad at you.
Yeah.
And I think that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
And I'm bipolar, so I have a different way of changing. I can be really mad about something, but if it's explained to me, I can just stop being mad. I say I can't. I just stop being mad. And I've also learned to laugh shit off. It's not something I just tried to actively teach myself, but it's over time I've been able to laugh shit off instead of be like just outright angry about it. But so like when somebody is angry for a reason that they didn't understand something, and it's explained to them in a way that they wouldn't be angry anymore. And yes, I'm talking about my relationship. I'm not trying to avoid that. It's really hard. I'll explain the problem. Like, oh, well, hold on. This is what was meant by that. it's what was said that was the problem. So it doesn't necessarily mean the meaning. It's something I'm trying to learn, is that you don't just have to make sure that your intentions are right when you do something.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make sure that your words are also correct, because
your delivery has a lot of power.
Yeah, because no matter what, it's about, and I say this shit before I even realize this, the only thing that matters is optics. What it looks like is what it is. I say that all the time. I said that to somebody at work earlier when they were complaining about the new track time stuff. I was like,
uh-oh.
Yeah, I was like, because I've been wanting to do this shit forever. We're supposed to be tracking basically each minute that we're doing anything. It doesn't matter if we're working on something that actually is an inventoried part, or if we're fucking cleaning. It's got to be written down. I've been wanting to do that shit forever. And so we've started doing that shit, and I'm fucking loving it, because I can do it spitefully. I can tell our manager how long it takes me to get fucking box of gloves. 15 minutes to just be in there and wait for him to go.
To finally release you.
Yeah, what do you need? Yeah, so I've been saying this shit forever.
You've been held
Optics
hostage.
is what matters. Optics, because this person was complaining, and I was like, it doesn't matter what you feel about that, how bad it makes you feel, how busy it makes you feel. What matters right now is, first of all, you're doing less work because you have to take that time to fill this shit out.
Mm-hmm.
So feel good about that. Second off, I don't care about how the paperwork makes you feel. You're not here to care about what that paperwork does. You're here to do a job and fill out that paperwork. That's it. And you're getting paid to do that. What matters is what they were seeing on the computer is 41% of our work, or 41% of the time that we're clocked in, we're doing work. And the other fucking 39%?
59.
Yeah, the other 59% of work, the other 59% of the time that we're clocked in, nothing is happening.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Because now, to them, whoever's looking at that sheet of paper, thinks that we have more time to do shit when we don't actually have that time. Optics matters. What it looks like is what it is. And it's not just visual. What it sounds like is what it is. It's not what you meant, it's what you said. And so I've had a huge problem with that. So that whole, I kind of got off track, but I was trying to explain myself. So that whole your truth thing, I'm starting to get into that shit. Because what needs to happen is not people going and living their truth. What needs to happen is people expressing their truth so that their truth can also be acknowledged. And if it is not logical truth, then it can be utilized into teaching that person actual logical truth. If you're visualizing something and somebody else is visualizing what's reality, what's indefinitely or what's imperatively true, and you're viewing that as something that you feel about it, but your feelings don't match up with what that reality is, that person needs to know that you're not seeing it the same way, so that that person can show you why and how to see it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So don't live your truth. Change your truth. Figure your truth out so that it is the truth. There needs to be a new word for that shit.
Yeah, because it's not tidy.
I don't know if that's what you were getting at. But
it is,
I've had
actually.
that literally has been the fucking the chapter
existence.
title of this my last 2 weeks is that live your truth thing, and me struggling with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really challenging. And I've had those situations where I've taken the opportunity to fully explain myself, especially in my relationship with my girlfriend.
You do a good job because you recognize that you have a hard time communicating with people, and you just since I've met you, just in the last 2 years, you've shown extreme effort into explaining yourself so that somebody understands exactly what you're meaning when you say something.
Yeah, and it's very challenging for me. I wish it was natural, and I think it's like everything else. After enough time doing it, I think it might become more natural, but I think it's always going to be something that kind of hinders my communication.
Yeah, well, because what I've observed from you is the words coming out of your mouth ones and zeros. You know what I mean? It's black and white. This is what I need.
Yeah.
And so in your mind, you're not saying I need you to do this right now. You're saying I'm letting you know this is what I need. But what you're saying is this is what I need. And that can be taken into as whatever. So you're going to go, hey, person that I'm working with or whatever, I need this right now. You're not telling that person necessarily, hey, go do this right now. But they can hear it in a number of ways.
Yeah, there's room for interpretation.
Exactly.
And I can't afford
I have
that.
I have noticed just in the last 2 years you making extreme strides in that vein of being able to go, he didn't hear me correctly, let me figure this out. I mean, there's definitely a certain person that will refuse to take it any other way than you demanding, but like that's on them. In reality, what you're doing is making extreme efforts and progress. Oh. And I am trying so hard to live up to that shit because I can't. Like I have that exact same issue.
I wish I could say it was easy. It's gotten easier, but it's definitely not easy. So there are several times, like especially in the workplace, just because of like I come across as a pompous asshole because of my expanded vocabulary, and I've been doing that from such an early age. Like my grandmother.
You just sounded like a pompous asshole.
I'm trying
I know,
to do
by
that.
saying I sound like a pompous asshole because I just am really good with my talking and shit. I'm just really good. My expanded vocabulary, like that's, you don't even notice those things though.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I was saying.
And when I was younger, much younger, like I could spell idiosyncrasy. I can't even say it right now. Thank God. This fucking beer is what gives me human powers.
Yeah, it takes away your inhibitions.
I love it so much. That
wall of ones and zeros turns into ones and fucking threes and fucking...
In blue.
Yeah, in blue. There's a goat somewhere doing shit. Like,
So my grandmother was doing drills with me from an early age to spell like a bunch of advanced words. Like idiosyncrasy was like one of the first big words that I could do, and the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That was one thing for some reason she just wanted me to have down pat.
That's fun,
and
especially when you don't have to raise that kid.
Yeah. Well, she kind of did. She kind of did to some degree.
You know, grandparents are different than like your mother.
Yeah.
She's not sitting down and doing your homework with you. She's just telling you. Oh, fuck, man.
She did. It's weird. I think my advanced math skills are a fear response because I thought I was going to have to repeat third grade. Multiplication kicked my ass.
Yeah.
It kicked my ass and it stressed me out to such a high degree. That's how I learned how to crunch. That's how I learned how to sit down and just power through something.
Yeah.
And I didn't have that ability until I hit that wall because most things came so easy to me. That one kicked my ass. I learned how to struggle properly. I learned how to recognize a weakness and then try to accommodate for it. And since I was doing all of the spelling and stuff, using the words that my grandmother used in the professional workplace from an early age, like most new words that kids learn, I had already learned and used correctly. And so I was kind of like reaching for the next step, and I was always picking up what the adults were saying around me and using context clues to figure out this is the appropriate time to use this word and this isn't. And so now all of that muscle has been flexed for so long, I have to tone it down because your interpersonal relationships are important. No one wants to work with you if they feel like you're challenging their intellect at all times.
Yeah.
And I sincerely did not intend for that to ever happen, but it just happened.
I think if you were white, you wouldn't have this problem. I truly think, I just was thinking about that while you were talking. I truly think that if you were white, the problem that people have with you would not necessarily be as bad of a thing. Not because they hate your skin color. I think it's because it confuses you. Or it confuses them. Because when somebody, everybody's racist. When you come up to somebody when a white person goes up to a person of color, there's something they expect. Right? They expect a certain way of speech. And when it's different, there's levels to that difference. You were raised by a white family, right?
I think you already know the answer to that.
I'm just trying to confirm. So,
yeah.
So
genetically, I'm half black, probably through my upbringing. Wonder Bread. Absolute Wonder Bread.
Yeah, I mean, culturally, you were raised in a white family.
Yeah,
and so
in a white town.
Your experience is of that of a white person with darker skin. I mean,
that's my truth.
Well, and so when you go up to somebody and they expect a certain stereotype, and they don't hear that, they hear something from their culture or for something that sounds like one of them talking, that sets them off in a certain way, that you think you're better than me, or you're trying too hard to be a white person, or you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just trying to make an observation. And if this offends somebody, I am sorry. But like, people have that expectation. And you know, they talk about systematic racism. It's not even that. It's not even something that is a, you know, trickle down racism. It's a learned cultural racism, and that's like.
I think it's a product of that.
It's a product of being raised in a as a white person. It's a product of other people being othered. You know what I mean? And so when when a certain group of people is othered by a different certain group of people, that othered group of people, they're thought of to have a certain way of doing something. So when that person is raised in a white community, but not everybody in the white community knows that person was there, when they speak to that white person is going to expect them to be part of that othered culture, but they're not. And so now what you're saying sounds pompous because they're thinking that you're trying too hard, when in reality you're just the same as them. And even the people in that other group that were raised in that other group are the same. We're all fucking pink when you cut us open. I mean, we're all the same, but you know, cultures are different. Yeah. And so, you know, it is what it is. We're all different, but we're all the same. But when you expect a difference and it doesn't happen, that's what sets people off. Mm-hmm. And now they have a certain taste in their mouth for you. And that is what's difficult to change. So, but I wouldn't tell you to tone it down.
I mean, a lot of that stuff, a lot of the positives of having that type of education that early on, I'd still get to retain. Like, yeah. Again, I got my ass kicked in 3rd grade by multiplication. So now since I had to work so hard through that, now I can do mathematics a little bit better than most people that didn't struggle with it. Right. So I get to keep that. Yeah. I get to understand people who are talking to me with, I guess, more advanced words. Yeah. And I can follow along when people are explaining new concepts to me with relative ease, oftentimes without having to take notes. So it's not like I'm getting my butt kicked. And I am so thankful that I'm raised in this era, because if it was just like 10 years back or 20 years back,
it'd be a whole other story. Yeah. They wouldn't be thinking you're trying too hard. They'd just fucking kill you. Yeah. I mean,
it'd be a different story altogether.
I mean, you know, racism right now is what it is, but
I deserve
20 years ago, you would have gotten murked.
So, remember that time when we were in Mexico for our place that we work in Mexico, and you went to McDonald's, and I saw you at McDonald's in Mexico, and we decided that I have a new car.
It'd be fun to street race.
Yeah, in Mexico.
Yeah. That cop would have fucking killed you.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make sense with the geological construct, because I don't think there's a race thing going on down there with black people and
I think
Mexicans,
people hear what we need them to hear right now.
Yeah. Yeah. When we street race and you got pulled over because I kicked your ass in that street race with my little stock car.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No, that cop would have had your ass.
Yeah, for going like 60 plus miles over the speed limit.
He had every right to
put me in the back of his car. Yeah. It just didn't happen.
It just didn't happen.
You want to know why? Because I don't have that fear, I guess, that I'm supposed to have culturally for law enforcement. 2, I can articulate my thoughts well.
Mm-hmm. And that's
3,
not
stressful situations.
That's not Ben saying that people of color don't necessarily articulate their thoughts well.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
when
that
a cop comes up to a window expecting a black person to talk like a black person, you know what I mean?
Or in a thuggish manner,
yeah.
or in any other negative stereotype.
Yeah, then when his things are confirmed, he can see you as a threat just due to him being racist. But when you put him off in a weird way where he's confused, wait, is this guy white?
Yeah.
His racism is going to go in a different direction. That's not a good thing necessarily. Maybe you should have gotten arrested just to be a martyr, but like it
worked out for me.
What happened is what happened because he was like,
he wasn't threatened. It wasn't off-putting.
Yeah,
it wasn't a cultural
his racist
conflict.
trigger didn't go off because you were acted like a white guy.
Yeah, I was just a dude at that point, as I should have been, in a car that was going way too fast for that stretch of road. And I got treated as a dude that was speeding. And that was
honest, if I got pulled over, he would have arrested me and then gotten a warrant for my apartment to search for meth. Because that's what... See,
that's a meth truck. You had a meth truck, yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, honestly, cops are racist. Cops can... Okay,
cops are people, and people
yeah.
tend to be prejudiced.
There is the stereotype of the racist cop, I should say,
yeah.
right? But also, that same thing applies to people that look like meth heads. White,
absolutely.
Black, fucking pink, it doesn't matter. If you look like a meth head, you can get fucked up.
Yeah. That is entirely true.
Yeah, and I look like a fucking meth head. If I, like, my fucking work badge ID, fucking, dude, I look like a meth head with people in my basement. That's part of the reason I'm growing out my hair. Like, I can either do a fucking crew cut and make it look great and look like I'm like trying to initiate myself into a Mexican gang. Like when I cut my hair, I look like somebody trying to be Mexican. Like you should see my engagement photos. That's what my wife fucking told me. She goes, you look like you're trying to be Mexican.
Just living my truth.
And I'm just like, I just wanted a nice haircut. I'm growing my hair out so I can look like a fucking hippie because I just want to look like a fucking normal white guy. I don't want to look like a meth head. I don't want to look like somebody trying to be a fucking racist. I just want I bald myself and I look like a fucking Nazi skinhead.
Yeah, that was a
problem.
Like, that one was a problem.
I did not do that for optics either. I did it to see what it fucking looked like. I did it for the joke. Like,
right.
Yeah, no, there was no way it was gonna look good either way. But yeah, no, like it's just cops treat meth heads bad too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I think we have a luxury extended to us with our place of employment. Since we can wear hats, you can be a little bit more adventurous with your haircuts. Yeah. But you chose not to.
Bro.
You chose not to wear a hat.
Our manager was talking to us and something came up about because I had taken my beanie off. I don't know why. I almost turned away for that burp.
Robbing the audience?
Yeah. I took my beanie off and the look on his face, because my hair is fucking wild. Like, think of Albert Einstein, just a little bit shorter hair, and it's not white yet.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's accurate.
My hair is fucking wild right now. And he goes, what did he say?
If you're all right.
No, he said something. Oh, we were talking about he's like, how does your wife feel about your hair? I go, she keeps asking me to cut it. And he goes, well, she probably wants you to look like a fucking respectable adult. And I go, look, man, I am more respectable than half of the people in this fucking shop. And I am just as respectable as the other half. Don't come at me. He couldn't even say anything. I obviously kept the swearing out of it, but I was like, he just couldn't even say anything. He goes, you know what? That's actually true.
That's good. I do like that about our manager.
Yeah, he's great.
He's too gifted. He and one of our outside vendors, they have like the best just like banter. They can talk about nothing for like 2 hours. Like sometimes it gets frustrating because I wanted to like just do my job.
Well, it's not even that. Like our manager, motherfucker, he can't even stay on fucking point or listen to your point.
Without deviating the second he gets a little...
Or deviating or fucking digging the tunnel underneath, but on the same fucking path. It's like them two roads in that poem. by fucking EE comes a lot or whatever. Or whatever. Fuck, I don't know. You know, two roads diverge in a fucking a yellow wood. You know, that's how my thoughts go. Like, there's this path, this path, this path.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I've lost track. He doesn't
That's what he does.
He doesn't go down that other path with you or try and pull you off that path. He stays on subject, but he's underneath in a fucking tunnel.
Yeah, he digs into something that was inconsequential.
Yeah,
he digs in.
Yeah, that's the best way to fucking put it. I can't say shit without him nitpicking.
You have to be very intentional with your words.
Not in a negative way. Yeah, and it's so hard because I am the most unintentional fucking word guy there is. I make the worst fucking metaphors and fucking analogies as shit. And it's become my fucking thing that I do it on purpose now. Like, there was for the my whole life, I was like, I would think of some analogy and I go, that's stupid. But some stuff would come out and I didn't realize it was stupid until after I'd said it. Now I don't give a fuck and I say those things because it's funny to me and it makes people feel weird when I say that. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's it's part of my personality. That's my fucking truth. And so callbacks.
I think we know our fucking title for this episode. Live in my truth.
Live in my truth. # we go deep.
We do.
But yeah, no, like, so he fucking, his idea of me is the awkward guy.
Yeah.
Who does a lot of shit.
That's good.
I mean, like, all he has to say about me is he's like, I know what you do, but everybody else says you don't do anything. Like, anytime he has to get on, like, there was a point in time where he had to get on to me because he walked in doing a manager tour, which means he was touring somebody who just, like, around the shop, and around the shit, around the department, who was becoming a manager. He walked in and I was moonwalking. And he was very disappointed. It was inconsequential. Like, if you had been in there prior to the moonwalk, I wasn't taking time out of what I was doing to dance around. You know, like, I wasn't being, like, just slacking off. I was literally, this isn't even a fucking excuse. I was literally moonwalking from one job to another at the same pace that I would have had I just walked regular. I was just trying to make somebody laugh. That's not a problem. That should be encouraged. However, it was very bad timing for him to be touring somebody who is becoming a manager, for him to walk in and this dumbass is fucking just moonwalking across the shop. Yeah. So he came out the next day and talked to me. Man, he was pissed. I'd never, like, that was the first time I ever seen him fucking pissed. He was pissed.
Yeah.
And so, but his number one thing, because we basically just talked about me and my shit and, like, how I'm doing and all this stuff. It kind of turned into that. And he goes, look, I know you do shit. You're, like, the one guy I know that I can always count on to know. Like, he's always doing shit by work, you know, like, you're always doing something. You're always keeping yourself busy. It doesn't even matter if you're fucking doing absolute bullshit. You're doing something that does something. But everybody, I can't count on, he goes, but I can't even count on my hands how many fucking people have told me you don't do anything. That goes back to fucking what it looks like is what it is.
Yeah. So
you can be doing your fucking best. But if you do it in a way that somebody sees it as you not, then you're not.
Yeah, that was one of the frustrating things. I've also had a similar conversation with him.
Yours is different because people actively pretend that you don't do shit, though.
Yeah. Which before I even got the promotion, I was already a direct report to the manager.
Yeah.
Already. Like, that was
the way that your position worked. You had to only converse with him, really.
Yeah. So
nobody else was really on there.
So he saw the concrete evidence of my productivity. That was never in question.
Yeah. So trying to show off to other people that you're working in a fucking not show off, but, like, trying to do something in a way that somebody can see it and go, this guy's doing something. Never crossed your mind because the guy that it matters to already knew that shit. Mm-hmm. But he'll get complaints.
Yeah. And my raises reflected that I was doing work.
Fuck, that's what I'm saying. Like, I got all 5s except for the fucking safety shit.
Which no one gets a 5 on safety. It just doesn't happen.
If you're on the floor, no one gets 5s, period. I mean, in the shop we do. Like, that's a known thing. Like, our department gets 5s on our evals, but, like, except for the safety shit, you don't get more than a 3. But, like...
Right.
But, yeah, like, on the floor, nobody gets 5s. It's like a fucking myth.
Mm-hmm.
But it is not easy to get a 5.
It takes work.
Well, my fucking work reflects that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But he also was saying, like, his biggest thing is I need to act professional. And that's always fucked with me.
Yep.
Sign up to our Patreon.
It is so against the grain for Russell to act professional.
I'm already doing the professional shit. I don't have to act like it, so why should I?
And we've given you guys like the first serious episode, and it's only like half serious.
Yeah,
and
like,
I think you can take something away from this. This is a good.
Absolutely, we said some good shit here. I mean, like, the bottom line is live your truth, but accept the truth. Yeah. I'm not trying to teach you Bible shit. I'm saying live your truth. Whatever it means to you, that's what it means to you. But if somebody has an idea that's
not accurately reflecting what
you feel,
yeah,
listen to that person and understand why they feel that way.
Be receptive to notes, but don't let it change who you are as a person.
Unless it proves to you that you should.
Yeah, and I think you're going to have to use your discretion at that.
Yeah, I mean, everything's about your discretion.
But yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah, always be accepting of new ideas.
Yeah, be teachable, be willing to learn.
Unless I'm telling you what to do, then, I mean, I'm right. I mean, that's why you're listening.
I'm going to leg wrestle the fuck out of Russell after this.
You fucking needle-ass motherfucker.
All right. Subscribe, like, comment.
Listen to my next episode where I fuck up a homeless guy.
Yeah, we have so many show notes.
I don't fuck up a homeless guy.
We haven't even touched on him.
We didn't even touch mine at all.
Yeah. Love you guys.
Listen to my confrontation with a homeless guy.
Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. This has been Chill Prism
Season 2
podcast.
Let's eat.